Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm a junior, and I come from East Hampton Township.
Hi, I'm Mia. I'm also a junior, and I also come from East Hampton Township.
Hi, I'm Gunes, and I'm a senior right now at the moment, and I'm from West Hampton Township. And today we will be introducing our new superintendent, Dr. Karen Benton, and we will be interviewing her today.
We are happy to be interviewing Dr. Benton, our superintendent for Women's History Month, which is recognized each year every March. Rancocas Valley Regional High School is excited and proud to introduce the first ever woman superintendent since opening our doors back in 1937. It is certainly an historic event here right in our school.
Dr. Benton, could you please share your educational background with us? What led you to this position today?
Okay. Well, first, thank you for inviting me to come and
course.
speak with you guys today.
Our pleasure.
Very excited about that. In terms of my background, I grew up in South Carolina, so I'm not originally from New Jersey. I went to undergrad at Florida A&M University, which is an HBCU in Tallahassee, Florida, and majored in chemical engineering. So originally, I thought that I wanted to be an engineer, a scientist. I graduated from there, and it came into an MD PhD program at NYU. And I was doing research. I thought I had found my calling, and then I realized that I was spending like 18 hours a day in a basement lab with fish. It was not fun. And I said, even though I knew I was doing really important work that would eventually help people, I needed to do something where I was interacting with people more. And so I come from a family of educators. And I remember speaking to my grandmother at the time, who's passed, and she said, baby, why don't you just teach? And so I went into the classroom in, 2004, and I just had my aha moment, and I, have never looked back. So I taught for 9 years, high school science. I taught biology, environmental science, and chemistry. And then I decided that I wanted to expand my reach and really do what I saw at the time as even more to support student learning. And so I went to TCNJ to get my master's degree in educational leadership. And then I moved into a supervisor position, and then later on I was assistant principal at Ewing High School. And while I was doing that, I got my doctorate in curriculum instruction from the University of South Carolina. So that's my educational background, but also a little bit about my journey.
Okay. That is a really long and interesting experience that you had. And
a lot of time in school.
Definitely. I would agree with that. And how about your work experience? Could you tell us about your professional career journey that has prepared you for your first superintendent position by any chance?
Yep. So, like I said, once I taught for 9 years as a high school science teacher, and then my first administrative job was as a K-12 science supervisor in Hamilton. And then I moved over to Ewing as a STEM supervisor. So I oversaw math and science and technology there. After that, I was the assistant principal in Ewing, and then the director of counseling and assessment in Ewing before coming to Morristown as their assistant superintendent of curriculum instruction. And so I've been there for the last 4.5 years, and then I took the position here as the superintendent in RV.
Yes. Okay, so from those positions that you just mentioned, what is an accomplishment or moment that you're most proud of?
Ooh, so I think, it's hard to choose one moment. I think when I think about just what my, philosophy and my approach to my leadership journey has been, is that I'm most proud that any place that I've been, I've always been very focused on making sure that I can increase access and opportunities for students. And sometimes, that has been more targeted. So we're talking about Women's History Month. I know for me, coming up in high school and thinking or knowing that I wanted to go into a STEM field, there weren't a lot of other female students that were pursuing that. When I did internships, in the industry, a lot of times there were no other Black female engineers there. And so when I came into education, I wanted to make sure that young women, minority students, anyone who wanted to go in, first generation to college, right? That they were hearing messages that really affirmed that they could be in whatever space that they wanted to be, right? And so I think I'm most proud of that, bringing, like when I was in Ewing, bringing additional AP courses, and not just AP courses, but also like we offered a Cisco course that gave students a career credential, like a certification that if they wanted to graduate and go immediately into the workforce, they actually were prepared. And so I think that's been a big focus of my, you know, leadership journey, is just making sure that students have the access and the opportunities, and that they know what those opportunities are.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you take the lead here at RV, what are you most excited about?
Oh, I think what's been most exciting, it has just been meeting everyone.
Yeah.
Like there's, you know, what I love here is that when you walk through the halls, and I know you guys have seen this because I had a chance, I think, to meet both of you before this interview, is that every student that I stop and talk to really is an ambassador for the school. Like they have a smile, they tell me, hey, this is what RV is about. And similarly, the staff are just eager. I think that's the word that I can really think. They're eager and excited. And so that makes me really excited for what we can accomplish here at RV. So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
That's good. And what challenges do you foresee as the superintendent of a large school like RV?
So kind of going back to that, like access and opportunity, I think when you have a large, you know, student body, creating that access and that opportunity for every student, right, is a challenge. There's already so much that happens here, so many programs, so many, you know, extracurricular activities, and I think the goal is always that everybody can find their space, right, and their thing that they want to do, their jam, whatever you want to call it. But you know, making sure that the resources and the programming are there to really make sure that students have that access, but also I'm very big on, like, what are we doing next, right? I think as a goal for me, you know, I want to be able to ask, you know, every senior, right, like, what's your plan for after graduation? And they feel like they can give me an answer that they're confident and proud about. Even if the answer is I'm not quite sure yet, I think knowing though, but here are my options, right? And over the last 4 years, I know that I'm prepared to do and pursue those options, right? That to me is very important. I feel like as a school, as a district, we can measure our success on how prepared our students are when they leave us.
Definitely.
Okay. So can you talk to us about your first month at RV? And what are some highlights and observations that you'd like to talk to us about?
So it's been a whirlwind in like a really good way, right? There's been so many people. I've had, just in the short time here, like I've had an opportunity to go to some sporting events. I've had some opportunity, like I went to the basketball game. I was able to drop in for a senior and her commitment to a school to play collegiate sports. I've had an opportunity to, on our PD days, to meet the staff and hear about some of the work that they're doing. A lot of meetings,
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because I'm learning like how we run here, right? So a big part of my job as superintendent is, like I said, to make sure that the district is operating in a way that gets us to all those goals that we just talked about, right? Not something that you as students have to worry about, but that's what I do on a day-to-day basis to make sure that, like, when you step into the classroom and when you come into the school, you have everything that you need. So that's been a large part. Also been trying to get out into the community, right? And really understand, like you said, you all are from one of the 5 sending districts. So kind of having an opportunity to understand the different communities that RV serves has been really important. So when it warms up, I'm hoping to get out and do some more of that, but I needed to warm up.
Okay, so shifting a little bit to your personal life, like tell us a little bit about your family, your hobbies. How's your life outside of RV?
Okay, so I have a daughter and a son. My daughter is currently at Towson University. She's majoring in criminal justice, and she also plays softball. So she's having an amazing season, little mommy brag there. And my son is a junior this year in high school, and he currently goes to Bordentown Regional. So we are in the thick on the parent side of what does he want to do after school,
Right.
and does he have everything that he needs. So,
Yeah.
and then I have a dog. His name is Dodger. He's a mini schnauzer. And I also have a blended family because I'm going to be getting married soon.
Aw, congratulations.
I thank you. So
Congratulations.
I'll have a stepson as well as another dog who's. I have a mini schnauzer, and then I also have Hildy, who's a cane corso.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa.
So life has been interesting, right? Bringing families together. But I think that's another important aspect, right? This balance, that family is important, our community is important, and we have to pour our energy into all parts, right? Not just our work, but also our family.
Right. Oh, that's so sweet.
And what kind of music do you like? Is there like any specific genres or artists that you like?
I think I listen to like a range of things. So definitely, you guys would probably call it old school, but like, R&B, 80s, 90s R&B.
Okay.
Yes, so I live there. But also I listen to gospel. I actually like country music.
Okay.
So I have like a broad range. We used to call it neo soul. I'm not sure what
Really?
it's called now.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, so you never even heard of that. I'm showing my age there. But yeah, I kind of like, my Spotify playlist is very broad and varied, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite question.
Okay.
So what kind of food do you like to eat?
Ooh,
like, what are your
food.
favorites?
Okay.
What are your favorites?
My favorites. So I'm a foodie for sure. I love to eat.
Us too.
Yes, us too. See. If I had to choose, so I do like Jersey pizza. Right?
Okay.
So tomato pie. Yep, tomato pie from Palermo's. I don't know if you've ever heard it. If you haven't, you must
gotta
go.
go.
You must
Okay.
go. And then I really like Thai food. So those are probably my two favorites. Neither one of them are healthy for me, but
It's okay.
You
I
only
love
live
it.
once.
you only
Yeah.
have one. Okay.
Well, there you have it, RV. We are very happy that you are getting to know our new superintendent, Dr. Benton, and on our behalf of Mia and Kayla, I'm very happy to talk for both of us. We are welcoming our new superintendent again, and thank you so much for watching us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me.